Welcome back. Welcome back to the NFC South versus the NFL. It's your boy DJ.
It's your boy Mike Ricks.
It's your boy TJ Jones. Who that?
Here we go again. Yeah, so we here for some projections. We're going to project the team of the South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We up, baby.
The team of the South.
Team of the South, let's go.
The
play.
Boy, y'all been
the basement dwellers of the South.
We coming out. You know what I'm saying? We from the dead.
Don't you know y'all finished what? 4th place, 8 out of the last 10 years.
It's all good though. You can't stay there you can't stay down there forever.
That's true. You ain't got no way else but to go up.
To go up. I mean, shoot, after a 5-11 season, shoot. Nothing can stop us. We go. Let's go.
Well, I started off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sure.
I will say this. I do like the moves that you all have made, especially in the coaching staff. I like Bruce Arians. I like Todd Bowles defensively. Byron Leftwich, I think, is underrated as a coach. I think he's very intelligent. Looks like y'all may have found a kicker.
Hey.
So things are looking up for y'all. This is the 5th year of the final year of Jameis Winston's contract. So he has to show up. So I'm expecting some improvement. I'm going to get right to it. I don't think you have a running game still. It was preseason, offensive line. Oh, man. I don't even want to talk about it, but Jameis got lit up last week. He got sacked 5 times. But that was against one of the best D-lines that are out there, so I'm going to give that credit. I like the weapons on the outside. I think Mike Evans is going to still be consistent. O.J. Howard is a really good tight end, and you got Cameron Brate. You got 2 monsters there. And Chris Godwin. I think this is his breakout season. So I do like the things on the offense. Yeah, I know. I do like some of the things on the offense defensively. Sue, I already see his nastiness. He's bringing some attitude to that defense. Devin White, I love when you get LSU linebackers, man. You get the real deal. They're coached extremely well.
Yep. That's true. That's true.
The secondary got a lot of young, fast guys. We're gonna have to see. As I'm gonna just put that out there as a question mark. But I ain't gonna talk the whole segment. I am going to go ahead and give my prediction. 7-9.
He put them all the way up here.
Well, that's improvement. They went 5-11 last year.
You talking like you about to say 12-4, 11-5 or something. Oh man. Nah, but look, but seriously, you got to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to the Glazers. It seems like the light has finally come on for their ownership. Getting Bruce Arians, who is known as a quarterback whisperer, inside of the building. I think that he will do great things with Jameis Winston. Byron Leftwich, I mean, he did outstanding job like towards the tail end of the season with the Arizona Cardinals. And what can you say about Todd Bowles? Look, man, I mean, I understand he was a head coach in New York Jets, but sometimes guys are better coordinators than head coaches. Todd Bowles is one of those guys. Todd Bowles is a guy who understands defense, knows how to shape and mold guys. I mean, look at Jamal Adams, man. I mean, he just elevated his game year after year. So I got to give credit where credit is due. As far as the team is concerned, I've always liked the Tampa Bay. I think that they have a high-powered offense. I think Jameis Winston will play a little bit better. Okay, I think he's going to play a little bit better than he did last season. But to be honest with you, I still have a lot of question marks when it comes to that defense. Okay, I mean, I know a lot of people saying, "Oh man, you know, Gerald McCoy is going, in comes Ndamukong Suh." I'm about to tell y'all something that might be a shock. I've never been high on Ndamukong Suh, and I'm gonna tell you why. Ndamukong Suh was part of that last little tier where you get guaranteed money when he was the second pick overall, right after Sam Bradford, and he got that $50 million of guaranteed money from the Detroit Lions. And it seems to me that Ndamukong Suh is one of those guys. He like Randy Moss. He play when he wants to. He has all the tools to be one of the best, the creme de la creme. And I question his drive, okay? Because there is no way in hell you had Aaron Donald and him on both sides, and their defense shouldn't have been absolutely unstoppable. But I just feel like he plays when he wants to. So it depends on what type of Ndamukong Suh you're going to get. Is this the Ndamukong Suh who is driven to be a Super Bowl champion, or is this the Ndamukong Suh that's driven by money? Because it seems like to me over the past couple of years, he's just been a mercenary. But looking at this record, looking at these games, I should say, I think they're going to go 9-7. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go 9-7 because Bruce Arians is one of those guys who is everywhere he's went, he has left a mark of positivity. You look at the Indianapolis coach, Chuck Pagano left, and Bruce Arians came in, and look at the Indianapolis coach. He then goes to the Arizona Cardinals, and look what they did when he was in his first year. So Bruce Arians is one of those guys that understands, what he has. I mean, he basically saved the career of Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer, everybody thought he was dead on arrival when he when he moved to Arizona, and now he elevated his career. So I got him going 9-7, man. I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to shock some people. I think they're going to be a lot better than people are giving them credit for. So 9-7 is the record that I think Tampa Bay is going to have.
And I give credit to both y'all. I've been seeing a lot around the world. Around everywhere. 3-13, 4-12, 5-11. I'm like, is anybody paying attention to what's going on in Tampa? Like I said,
right.
Just based off of what you just spoke of, I'm going to piggyback off of what you were just talking about with Bruce Arians. Call it whatever you want to call it. Yes, he got great talent in a lot of different places that he basically elevated to that next level. You look at every quarterback prior to him getting there. Were they that great talent? Yes, they were. What happened after that? They took it to another level. They just continue to take off. Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning. If you look way back when Peyton Manning was first coming, was that 97 or something like that? Yeah, he was throwing a lot of touchdowns, but he was doing what Jameis Winston was doing, throwing a lot of interceptions at the same time. He was very inconsistent.
They had the lead in interceptions his rookie season.
Yeah, and what was the one thing that he did? One first things that they did when he got to Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure they drafted Edgar James. You know what I'm saying? So he knew Peyton needed the running game along with what he already can do in the air. Like you said, Ben Roethlisberger. Everybody knows that story behind that one. You already talked about Carson Palmer. Obviously, Andrew Luck was probably the most polished player, I think, personally, that he had going into it. But like you said, they lost their coach to cancer. That was a huge change. And he told them, like, we're going to keep this light on until we get to the playoffs for Chuck to come back and turn it back on.
Right.
What he do that season as an interim head coach, he was coach of the year going 9-3. You know what I'm saying? Then you said he moved on from there. He went to Arizona. He won his first year 10-6.
And won a playoff game with the against the Kansas City Chiefs. So
So when you're talking about a coach that gets it and knows how to turn around and make players believe quickly, that's Bruce Arians. Todd Bowles. Every Bucs fan that's listening to this right now, Todd Bowles is a saving grace for us. What we had to deal with Mike Smith's defense.
That's true.
It's night and day just watching a preseason game. it used to be easy pickings. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think even I don't think Drew Brees said it, but I still remember the press conference Matt Ryan had last year talking about we knew everything they were going to do. You want to know why? Because we ran cover two damn near the entire damn game, playing both cornerbacks 7 yards off the ball. You know what they were doing this? Slant, slant, slant.
Yep.
You're not going to see that with Todd Bowles' defense. He's going to put those cornerbacks up on that island. Hey, you're going to get beat, you're going to get beat, but you're going to be on top of this person, and you're going to have to win. Unlike Mike Smith, who just lets it go. He's going to blitz a lot, which she's already shown a little bit of that, and I love it. And like you said, there's a lot of fast players in that secondary. I mean, player that's standing out to me that I can't wait to see more of, and I hope he becomes actually, it's two of them. Between Jamel Dean and MJ Stewart. I mean, MJ Stewart is night and day from what he was last year. I mean, just off of
he's been playing. Yep.
So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to watch this secondary, you know. Go back. Now you're going back to the offense. Obviously, the one thing that concerns the hell out of me is that offensive line. I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, that's the one thing I think that can cripple this offense is that offensive line. I mean, I still like the left side with Donovan Smith and Ali Marpet. Jensen, he was one of the top-rated centers before he came to the Bucks. Kappa, I saw a lot of good things, but you're still young. I don't know what's going to be. DeMar Dodson got like a half a knee left. I don't know. But I still love the weapons on the outside. O.J. Howard's going to be a beast. We see much of Cameron Brate. We haven't seen much of Mike Evans. He's, you know, hold him out kind of like what Atlanta's been doing with Julio Jones.
Yep.
The running game, there's question marks there. I do like Peyton Barber. I still don't know what Rojo is. I mean, I love what I saw at Darius. So, I mean, there's a lot of question marks even when you're talking about the offense a little bit too. I mean, but I know Bruce Arians and Brian Leftwich are going to work together, and they're going to see what the strengths are, and they're going to go after those strengths. So I feel really good about it. So with all that being said, I do believe the Bucks will go 9-7.
Wow.
Yes, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm part of the hype train, but I'm still a little bit like, okay, I'm not sure. I do like the player. I like the teams on this schedule. I don't like the way the schedule was set up.
Thank you.
I don't.
You know, I mean, but I will say this, DJ. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I wouldn't put too much stock in the preseason offensive line. I understand they got what they got sacked about 6 or 7 times in that game. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm not even.
Look,
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm gonna say this, man, because I can remember going into the season. I think it was the Minnesota Vikings. They was talking about their offensive line and how they had all these struggles and how they got their offensive line put together with spit and glue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and then all of a sudden, like, their offensive line held up, and they had a really good season. I'm talking about that season where they went into the NFC Championship. You can't put too much stock into what you see in the preseason, man, because honestly, guys, in my opinion, they're trying to play, but they're not trying to put their best foot forward. I think they're more focused on going out there executing but not getting hurt. And if you understand, like, you know, football, it's a mental game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so going into week 1, I think you're going to see a different offensive line. I don't think this is going to be a reflection of, you know what I'm saying, what's going to happen in the season. I really don't. You know, so I think that you have to, you know, take that into consideration. You know, and that's the reason why I'm saying they're going 9-7, man. I think a lot of people are writing these guys off, but Bruce Arians is a miracle worker. I got a lot of respect for Bruce Arians. You know, I mean, when I found out he was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach, I was a little nervous. And Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator, like I said, some guys are not designed to be head coaches, and I think he's one of those guys. He's one of the guys that, you know, needs to be a defensive coordinator, and he's a quality one. And it just seems like to me like they basically just put together the Arizona Cardinals of the South. That's what it seems like, you know? Right. So I'm a little concerned about that, man, no doubt. But I like I said, 9-7. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the team went 10-6. If y'all can, kick a field goal or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I'm glad you gave him a lot of praise. I will say this.
I do want to piggyback off of
I'm
one
a
thing.
realist, man. I'm a realist.
I am too,
I
but
love my team.
I want to piggyback off of one thing.
Okay, go ahead, DJ.
The reason why I put 9-7 is because I'm not as down as I made it sound like I am. I said I am a little concerned, and it's not even that I think we have a bad offensive line. I think we have 3 really good pieces that can perform. But when it comes to offensive line, I used to be offensive lineman myself.
Yeah,
I didn't give up a lot of pressures, but it don't matter. If you got somebody,
throw that in.
I'm sorry. But anyway, but anyway, it don't even matter. Look, it takes one person to screw the whole thing up. And what I saw was a lot of mental errors from Alex Kappa that is unacceptable. And I know Bruce Arians is not going to put up with it, which that's the difference. And is that these coaches are going to adjust. Basically what they did, they put them on mono. Let's see what y'all can do with one of the best defensive lines in the league.
Right.
Certain players failed. DeMar Dotson, he didn't, like I said, it might have been mental, but he didn't show up. Usually he's a really good pass blocker. He didn't show up. And Alex Kappa, when you talk about mentality, all you hear about this guy is nasty, this and that. He's a second-year player who had something to prove that night and got ripped. That's a little concerning because he did have a reason to go out there and do something. Can I see Ali Marpet, Donovan Smith, which Donovan Smith is known for anyway, taking plays off anyway. I mean,
right.
Can I see them kind of having mental lapses because they're like, I don't want to get hurt. Donovan got paid. Yeah, I can see that. Ryan Jensen, okay, maybe. But Kappa, for him, I felt like he had something to prove, and he just didn't do it at all. Man, that's all I'm saying about that.
All right, well, since you threw that game away, we all gonna throw that game away. So we ain't gonna talk about that Browns game. But what I don't like about the schedule, and the schedule is the reason why I got you 7-9. You have a 5-game road trip pretty much at the beginning of the season. You have and quote me if I'm wrong, you have the 49ers week 1.
That's a win.
Then you have a short week and have to come to Carolina to play. Then you have to go, then you play the Giants at home, right?
That's a win.
All right. Then you have at the Rams, at the Saints, in London against the Panthers, at the Titans, at Seattle. That's not easy at all.
It's not. And I have them going 2-3 in that stretch.
About 2-3. That's about 2. What you name? 5 games? About 2-3.
Shoot, I'm seeing maybe 1-4. But that's you. I don't even know if they can get 1. But that's you. But I will say this. I'm not the biggest Bruce Arians fan. Never have been. I think I like him as a person, and I do like his charisma as a coach.
You don't like the Kango hat, man?
I do. That's what I'm saying. That's what I like about him. That's what I like about him. But I guess it's because, and I know it's a different team. We played them, especially against Bruce Arians.
Always comes back to the Panthers.
I have to. That's what I'm a measuring stick. And he's in the South now. He's in the South now. These teams aren't, and I'm not saying when he was coaching with Arizona that he went 10-6 and didn't make the playoffs. So they had a really good division over there. But after that, it started to decline. But I will say this: it's a difference in the South versus where he's been out of the game for a little while, and he's coming to the South with some established teams, some established coaches, all of that. I do like Todd Bowles as a defense, and the defense does travel, so it may help you all in this stretch. But the fact that you have the Rams, the Saints, the Panthers, the Titans, and Seattle, I'm not feeling that, man. Y'all can start off 2-1, but I can see a whole daggone y'all finishing 3-6 in that run. I don't know, man. I got to see more. I'm not sold on Jameis. I'm not sold on him at all. The fact that, and I do think that he's not going to turn the ball over as much, but I think that's going to create a lot of sacks, which isn't a big deal. It's actually better than creating a lot of turnovers because that offensive line, I think, is probably just as bad as you feel about the Atlanta Falcons. I really believe that. And I don't think the offense is as good as the Atlanta Falcons. I think the offense has actually went backwards. Because I do like Chris Godwin. I do like Mike Evans. But when you had Humphreys and Deshaun Jackson and all of those guys, those additional weapons, I don't know, man. Bruce Arians like to air that thing out too. So y'all going to have some protection. So I don't know, man. This division is just so tough. I just can't. I don't see it. But I do see y'all better than 3-13 and 4-12, like most of the national media.
And that's the game that you spoke about in that stretch, that Rams game. I do have the Rams right now beating us, but that was the game I really had the most problem with. Because to be honest, I don't think the Rams are going to be what the Rams been the last 2 years. I don't think. I think Todd Gurley, like I said, with him, he's every year almost finished the year hurt, basically. I mean, I don't know what that's going to be, and I don't know what golf is without somebody like Gurley. We saw him in the Super Bowl, what happened when he had somebody like Gurley in the backfield. And, I don't know if the Rams are going to be what it is, and that's the one game that's pushing me from a 10-6 to a 9-7 season. Like I said, I do have the Rams, and I think if we can win that game starting off that stretch, I think that might be big. It's going to be 10-6.
I'm curious, though, because I want to know, and I'm not trying to piggyback off this, I really want to know where are 10 wins for y'all in this schedule.
I think they're going to beat the Rams.
I do, and I get it because I don't think – this is how I look at it. That's the game week 4 for y'all? For y'all?
Week 4.
So that means the Rams are playing us first, y'all, and then y'all. So they're gonna be 1-3 to start because we ain't losing to them.
And it always come back to you. No, look, and that's what first
and I don't believe y'all losing to them.
I got them 2-2, but I was
no way in hell
2-3.
the Saints losing to the Rams.
That's my point. There's
no way.
If
they don't beat, I know we're not talking about them. There's no way in hell. No way. Somebody will lose an arm before they lose to the Rams.
Especially after what happened.
Yep.
There you go. We're gonna keep it Tampa. We'll keep it Tampa, but okay, y'all can get it. So I was flirting with 8-8, but I just can't see better than 500, man. I don't know how this is gonna happen. But
I got them. I say 9-7, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go 10-6.
That's what's up.
I mean, every year there's some look. No offense, DJ, but there's some luck on somebody's side. Like the ball bounces their way. The field goal go wide right or wide left. You know what I'm saying? Like it can happen. It can happen.
And that's another thing that, thank you for mentioning that, because I didn't bring that up. That was something that this team has been handicapped for many years.
Yep.
Curse of Matt. I call it the curse of Matt Bryant, which I think the Falcons might be getting it now with their kicking. I think they got a kicking situation over there. We got Matt Gay, and I feel really good about him as a kicker. I mean, that way that boy was kicking in Utah, now coming here. And he just has a different attitude. He's not even built like a lot of these kickers. He's like a middle linebacker out here. He's like 6'2", like 240. When you kick that ball,
that's Janikowski.
Yeah, right. It's the only person they ever heard the ball when he kicks it ever sound like was Sebastian Janikowski. If that don't get you excited as a Buck fan, and what we watch, that's like I said, all this together is the reason why 9-7 I feel really good about. 10-6 I can see. That's all I got.
Okay, it can happen, man. It can really happen. So, all right. Well, that's all I got on the Bucks, man. I have to see it before I believe.
PJ, anything else?
That's it for me.
Y'all don't have any respect for any of these teams that the South is playing.
No, it's not that. It's not that. I
can tell by these records already.
No, it's not that, Mike. It's just the fact that, I'm just getting sick and tired of people acting as if the South just the basement dwellers. You know what I'm saying? I understand, like, we're not big media teams. I understand that. But the NFC South is the best division in football. And I think a lot of people just don't give them credit. I understand what a big money is, the Philadelphias and Dallas and New York teams. But at the end of the day, we've been busting their tails for years.
We
You know what I'm
have.
saying? So I think we need to give, the NFC South some respect. I'm not, no disrespect to the NFC West or the AFC South, but I just feel like the NFC South is the best division in football. I mean, just look over the past couple of years, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we, have been the teams that have been going to the NFC Championship games and you all in the Super Bowls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The Falcons, even though, they gave up that 25-point lead, they was in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? We have been the standard, and I feel like South needs to get their respect. No disrespect to none of the other teams, but I just feel like this is where it's at.
I agree.
You got 2 MVPs in this division. I mean,
exactly.
Breeze was arguably an MVP last year, but Mahomes, I mean, he was
Yeah.
Not for what he did, but I mean, Breeze had an MVP caliber regular season. I mean,
man, you have 2 league MVPs. You got the NFL's all-time leading passer. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this is in the division. And they try to downgrade it, talking about, oh man, the Atlanta Falcons, their dome team, and Carolina, they get to play, like 4 games in the dome, and Tampa 4 games. Like, bump all that, man. NFC South is the best division in football. Period. I will put that up against anybody.
I agree with you, and that's why I had them same 3 teams that you mentioned having winning records.
Yep.
This is the reason why so far, like you said, it's been so. Like I said, we're going to touch these other teams, but you're right. I do think this division is better than the 2 divisions that we're playing. I think we're not playing juggernaut type divisions out of the AFC, and the NFC West is probably, in my opinion, the lowest it's been in a while. I do think we're catching at a good time. So I mean, remember that year that we had 3 teams that won in the playoff?
Yep.
Yeah, that was just it wasn't. Yeah,
not a coincidence.
It wasn't too long ago. It wasn't 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what's up, man.
So they like I said, national media can enjoy their little, NFC. NFC East always starts the season off. Your little Cowboys, your little Eagles, your little Giants. What's his name? Daniel Jones threw a touchdown in preseason. Everybody want to blow up the world. The Redskins ain't giving no love. Because Case Keenum gonna be starting because Haskins is on the bench. He needs to learn a little bit.
Yep.
But they're gonna start the season. The Cowboys are probably gonna be the one team. Maybe the Eagles. They're gonna fade a little bit, and we're gonna be one. Like I said, the NFC North gonna be pretty strong. But yeah, they're gonna need to talk about somebody, and I think it's gonna be this division. So
that's what's up, man. Well, that's it on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. Hey,
and the NFC South.
Yeah, and the NFC South. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, this improvement. That's all I say. It's improvement. That's all we want to ask for, man. I do think y'all a year away, but hey, no, I'm saying from a playoff. 9-7 is not getting you in the playoffs, but that's what I'm saying. A year from the playoffs. So
never know. Never know. 9-7 might get you in the playoffs. Never know.
7, 8-1 got y'all in the playoffs. So
yeah, but according to what? Never mind. We ain't gonna talk about other videos. We ain't gonna talk about other videos. We ain't gonna talk about other videos. But basically,
we're gonna end this one.
Yeah, but everybody got winning records in this division so far. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, man. Well, it's your boy Mike Ricks, man.
Boy DJ
TJ Jones.
Yes, sir. And appreciate y'all checking out the NFC South versus the NFL show. Good luck, Tampa Bay.